Hi, this is Mary from Second Time Tech, and today I am going to go over a system that I looked at the parts for on Amazon, and it's fairly close to what I was talking about on a few other of my videos, but it's kind of like a medium priced system, even though in the States it starts at $440, and in Canada it's about $577. And you can use it like that, but if you want it to be better and not cost too much more, then you can add a graphics card to it. And I'll be talking about that too. And one of the CPUs that I really like is the AMD R5 2400G. And it does have Vega 11 graphics in it, but just because it has Vega 11 graphics in it doesn't mean that that's what makes it. It's a 4-core, 8-thread CPU that you can overclock fairly easily. And it runs on a platform for the AM4. So if you decide that you want to get something better later, you can pop it out, pop in a new, faster CPU, and then add a graphics card to it if you didn't already before. And then you've got like a whole other system that runs really well. This time, whenever I did it, I decided what I would do is I would put in the better memory, which is the 3200 megahertz memory. I think it's CL15, if I'm not mistaken. And the other thing that I figured I would do is make sure that it had a B450 motherboard, because they are better for the Ryzen 2 system, or systems. And then since Ryzen 3 is coming out, I heard that they are upgrading the BIOS for the B450 motherboards and the B350 motherboards to be able to use the Ryzen 3 system also. I think they're even doing the A320s, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of like really good. And of course, it's doing the 370 and the 470 boards also, of course. They're the little higher end boards. So that way there, it's very upgradable and not having to change anything. You might want to add something to it, but you don't need to change it. And for $440 to start with in the States, and was it $577 in Canada to start? I mean, that's pretty darn good. All brand new parts. At maybe 2 hours to build it at the very most. And then you've got something good. Really good to start off with. And then if you want to do a little better in the games, I put in an extra thing that, of course, adds more money to it. And that's a video card that I could find that was a good price for what you get out of it right now. And I'm basing it all on price, not on how new the stuff is. I'm basing it on price. Anyway, so since I told you all that stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to also say that I didn't go with a cheapo case either. I went with a nice looking case that has good airflow in it. And the case is Cooler Master Masterbox Q300L micro ATX case. And it's $39.99 in the States. And I'm going to go through the American Amazon stuff first. Now, that one, it comes up whenever you come to Amazon. It says there's this whole list of people. And it says right on it that it starts at $39.99. So you just have to find the one that's $39.99. And they were all new. So it must be the one that's from Amazon. Because I'm in Canada and I go on it, it does things and it doesn't show me Prime and that stuff anymore. So I have to go with what I can deduce out of it. But it does say that you can get it for $39.99. Now, the next thing is, of course, a better power supply in the States than the one that's in Canada. And this one is an EVGA 500 BR, which is an 80 plus bronze. And it's 500 watts. And, of course, made by EVGA. And it is $49.99. Now, the motherboard, I use the same one on both also. And it's a Gigabyte B450M DS3H, and it is a B450 board, like I was saying. And I used the same one on each one because it was the least expensive one that was on Amazon Canada. And I like the board because it does have the 4 memory slots. So when you populate it with the 2, to make it 8 gigs, then you can put another 8 or 16 gigs inside of it later if you want. And then you'll have dual channel all the time. And you don't have to do anything with the memory that's in there already, because it'll just work with the rest of the memory. Just make sure you get the same speed. And it's best if you get the same companies, but it doesn't have to be. Just as long as the pair is 3200 megahertz and the same CL rating or lower. So anyway, so the price on the motherboard in the States is $72.97. And of course, I already told you it was going to be the CPU or APU is going to be the AMD Ryzen 5 2400G, and that has the VEG 11 graphics in it. And it is $149.99 in the States. And then the memory is Kingston Technology HyperX Predator Black 8 gigabyte kit, 3200 megahertz. Oh, it's a CL16, sorry. And it's $67.99. And that is really the lowest price I've seen in a long time. That's amazing. Now, I decided no more hard drives, just a decent size SSD. And the least expensive one that I see to start off with is a Kingston A400, 480 gigabyte. And that should be enough to get you started. You'll be able to put some games on there. You'll be able to put some data on there. And pictures and all that sort of good stuff. And that is $59.99. Now, that is what you'll get for $440 in the States. The graphics card that I found in the States is a Power Color XRX 570 8 gigabyte for $149.99. So that is a really good price for a graphics card that'll let you play 1080p gaming, mid to high levels. So that's not bad. If you're not going to be playing a lot of games on it, you don't need it, because the Vega 11 that's built in on the CPU will actually play 1080p, but you're more in the low to mid there for the 1080p gaming. But like I say, if you want something that's not too expensive, but still want to do a little bit better, that RX 570 is good. And then, of course, you can go up from there. If you want something that's really decent, I think the GTX 1660, I think it is. And I think that one's around $220 to $240. I don't know if it's actually, it is out, but I actually don't know if you can actually buy it yet, because that stuff usually goes pretty fast. Anyway, there's always that if you want to do even better gaming. I think that would even do like 144 hertz for that GPU. But anyway, so the total price on the system with the RX 570 is $590.91. So that's less than $600. And you've got a system that you don't have to change anything in. You can just add to it later if you want. Like I said, change the CPU, add more memory, add another SSD to it, maybe put in an NVMe drive, make that your boot drive. It'll make it go a little bit faster for boot times, and then you can use the 480 gig SSD for your data drive. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. So many things. But anyway, there's enough on that because I just realized it's 12 minutes long. So now let's go over the Canadian one. So on Amazon Canada, I went and I found the same case. And it's, of course, the Cooler Master MasterBox MCB Q300L. And it's $54.99 in Canada. The power supply, I decided to go with the 500 watt Thermaltake 80 plus white. And it's actually pretty decent because it's got a 5-year warranty on it, so that's pretty decent. Not quite as efficient as the bronze, but pretty darn close. And it's $51.97. And again, like I said, the motherboard, same one as the other system in the States. Gigabyte B450M DS3H, and it's $99.99 in Canada. CPU, again, the Ryzen 2400G, and it's $189.99 in Canada. Same memory, HyperX Predator 8GB kit, 2 4GB sticks, 3200 megahertz in Canada. It's exactly $100 for the kit. Now, the same SSD for the same reason. Kingston A400, 480 gigabyte, and it's $79.92. Now, in Canada, that costs about $577. And the graphics card that I found in Canada is an XFX RX 570. And it is an 8GB. And it is $219.99. So now the total price on that in Canada with the graphics card would be $796. And so just a little bit less than $800. Now, for Windows, you can use it for free, like on that video, Tech My Mac. And there's actually a couple of places now that you can get the international key. SCD Key has it, and there's another one. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll try and find it and put a link in the show notes for it. And those places in Canada, around $20, $22 for the key, and in the States, around $14 to $16 for the key. Well, that's pretty much what I have there for today. If you liked the video, thumbs up. Didn't like the video, thumbs down. If you like the content, then please subscribe. I want to wish everybody a wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Bye.